May the peace of Allah be upon you. It is a wrong and dangerous concept to think that faith, because it concerns the unseen, is not certain, not definite, a very high probability, but you cannot say 100%. They tell you, no one can be sure about the truth of his belief and the error of other beliefs, because, in the end, belief involves the unseen. Some apply this relativity even to the paramount issue, the existence of Allah Almighty. They say, faith is believing in something, without all the definitive and conclusive evidence. Belief needs a leap of faith into something that cannot be proven absolutely. Belief needs this brave leap into the void, and other similar phrases that reduce the belief in the existence of Allah and the unseen in general to an intuitive, speculative matter, not an absolute certainty. A probable, a highly probable matter, but not 100%. So, is the belief in Allah's existence. Thus, in the Islamic system, certainly not. Rather, belief in the existence of Allah is a belief in what the evidence indicates, conclusively and indisputably, without any doubt or hesitation. Being unseen never means that it can't be ascertained. Unseen is not a synonym for ambiguous or mysterious. And belief in Allah is not a purely emotional submissive position. Rather, it is an innate, deductive, and evidential stance. Belief in the existence of Allah is a belief that is deduced by mind and innate nature, if they are not obstructed by corruption of the heart or slavery to desires. What's strange is that this issue, which is the paramount axiom in Islam, is not clear to some people, even those who challenge atheism. If faith in God, among some followers of other religions, has become intermingled with a distorted concept of God and his attributes, which requires their followers to take blind leaps of faith and forces them into blind submission. This is not needed in Islam, praise be to Allah. This episode is for Muslims, as well as skeptics, who might think that we invite them to intuitive, emotional, and totally submissive faith. On the contrary, we invite them to an innate-based, rational, and proven faith. Moreover, the submission we invite people to is not on the issue of Allah's existence. Submission is not in this matter. Rather, it is a submission to some details of Islam that are built on innate, rational, and proven faith. The Quran, that we call to, says what can be translated as, the believers are only the ones who have believed in Allah and His Messenger and then doubt not. Quran 49:15. In other words, they believe with an absolute conviction, without any doubt, not a high likelihood, a just-in-case faith, or an arbitrary belief, as if we just believe, despite the inconclusive evidence for Allah. Rather, the Islamic system states that the existence of Allah, exalted and glorified be He, is the paramount truth. In fact, Allah Himself is the truth. As in the verse, that is because Allah is the truth, and that which they call upon other than Him is falsehood. QTM 22 hours 62 minutes. And since the existence of Allah is such an obvious, self-evident truth, the Quran doesn't make this a core issue in its arguments and proofs. Instead, it provides evidence for things beyond Allah's existence, such as monotheism and the attributes of Allah Almighty. As for existence itself, it's a decided issue. Can there be any doubt about the existence and oneness of Allah, the originator of the heavens and the earth? QTM 14:10. This verse includes both innate and rational evidence. Can there be any doubt about Allah? Doubt about His existence? Doubt about His oneness? His existence and oneness are deeply rooted innate concepts, not subject to doubt. And the rational evidence is that He is the originator of the heavens and earth. So, everything in the universe leads those who are sound of mind and pure of heart to the existence of the Creator. In Moses' argument with Pharaoh in the Quran, Pharaoh said, "What is this Lord of the universe?" Moses said, "The Lord of heavens and earth and whatever lies in between them, if you will be certain." Quran 26:23-24. In other words, when contemplating creation, the Creator is too self-evident to be denied. He is manifest beyond doubt. If you will be certain, i.e. if you're certain of anything at all, then certainty in Allah should precede all other certainties. Saying, "We're not certain of anything," is a lie, because every human must have certainty in necessary axiomatic basics. Until Pharaoh said, "Indeed, your messenger who has been sent to you is mad." Quran 26:27. And Moses replied, "Lord of the East and the West, and that between them, if you only had sense." Quran 26:28. Meaning, if you deny Allah, you are more deserving to be called mad, because you have been stripped of useful minds. What is the mind? Primarily, it's essential knowledge such as the causality principle, which leads to the Creator, glory be to Him. So, if you had certainty, you would know Allah. If you had any sense, you would know Allah. In the same sense, let's contemplate the beginning of Surat Al-Jathiyah, which can be translated as, "Indeed, within the heavens and earth are signs for the believers, and in the creation of yourselves and what He disperses of moving creatures are signs for people who have certainty, and in the alternation of night and day, and in what Allah sends down from the sky of provision and gives life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness, and in His directing of the winds are signs for a people who reason. These are the verses of Allah which we recite to you in truth. Then in what statement after Allah and His verses will they believe?" Quran 45:3-6. It's the same concept as in Moses' dialogue with the Pharaoh. People who have certainty, i.e., for those with certainty, the paramount certainty, should be the certainty in Allah and His cosmic signs. People who reason, anyone with a mind cannot deny his Lord, or have an issue with belief in the unseen. Then, indeed, within the heavens and earth are signs for the believers. Quran 45:3. Then in what statement after Allah and His verses will they believe? Quran 45:6. Whoever does not believe in Allah and His cosmic signs, despite their unmistakable clarity, must not believe in anything, because Allah and His signs are the most obvious things that anyone can believe in, and in yourselves. Then will you not see? QTM 51:21. Indeed, in that are signs for a people who listen. Quran 10 hours 67 minutes. That is, whoever does not believe in Allah is like someone who has never seen, heard, felt, or reasoned. Say, with Allah is the far-reaching argument. If He had willed, He would have guided you all. QTM 6:149. Allah has the argument which proves that His words are truth. The far-reaching, meaning that reaches its target, of defeating the opponent and nullifying his argument. This all applies to the evidence for Allah's attributes, His oneness, and some details of His religion. So, how about the evidence for the existence of Allah Himself? Isn't it the principal certainty and the paramount certainty? In the coming episodes, Allah willing, we will provide more clarification on why the existence of Allah Almighty is the paramount mental axiom. May the peace and mercy of Allah be upon you.